Hey, welcome back to DieCash Cars. So crazy update for you guys, and it feeds into a topic that I think we all ponder at some point in our collecting career. But would you sell your full collection? How much would you sell it for? Are you really willing to let go of everything that you've built to this point? And that's the exact scenario that I am facing right now. But let me just back up and give you guys a little bit of background when it comes to my collection. I mean, it's super fun. I really do enjoy the hobby, and I have no intentions of leaving it or stopping collecting or hunting. But as you guys know, this is, again, just a hobby. It doesn't put food on the table, and there's always external reasons that impact the way we collect. And that's exactly where I am right now. So all good news, but I did get a little bit of a change in position at work, so I know I'm going to be a lot more busy. So again, that takes away from the hobby. On top of that, a lot of positive changes, just a lot of different family dynamics that my wife and I are working through, and it's going to be more of a priority than 164 cars. And then the last thing, which is also a very good update for myself and something that I've been waiting for quite some time, is I'm moving in to a 1-to-1 scale car. That's right, guys, finally getting a car that I can enjoy outside of the blister, that I can actually get inside of it and drive it. So super excited about that, and that will be another update in the near future here. But where does that leave my collection? Well, it puts it a little bit on the back burner. And this whole process of getting rid of my collection and selling it kind of started a couple of months ago. I mean, I typically go through a pretty massive purge with my collection once or twice a year. Basically just looking through everything that I have, and whatever doesn't really strike my interest like it used to, I'll put it on secondary market and just see what happens. And as I was doing that, again, a couple months ago, I had a friend of a friend reach out to me, very interested in a lot of my collection. And as we continue to talk, I mean, he was more than willing to basically buy all of my Hot Wheels. Again, it took some time. Had to really think about it for a minute, but we struck up a deal, and as of this very moment, guys, everything that I'm recording right now is sold. And it's a very bittersweet moment because, again, it's taken me years to get all of these cars in my collection. And, you know, it's tough. It's going to be hard to move on from this, but it'll be fun to kind of start over and rebuild the collection. So let me just dive into some of my overall collection pieces here, just to give you guys a scope of what I'm selling, and I'll give you guys the overall value of what I'm getting back for my collection as well too. But we'll start here with the Fast and Furious cars. Again, these were the older premium mainline releases, Walmart exclusives from back in 2012, 2013. And I've talked about these cars in length before. If you guys want to check out my room tour video that I released about a year ago, goes into a lot more details on a lot of these cars. But super proud of all of these cars, but also at the same time happy to see them go to another collector who will also get a lot of enjoyment out of these. So again, all these Fast and Furious cars are going to be going, all these Amazon exclusive box sets as well. I will say that the seller did cherry pick, and there are some things that he's not going to be taking. So for instance, these Jada Fast and Furious cars, these are all actually still going to stay in my collection, but all the Hot Wheels are definitely going. And then jumping over here, a lot of short cards that I've picked up over the last couple of years. Again, no crazy significant value here, but add in piece to the lot deal. And then diving into some of the more cream of the crops in my collection. I mean, you got a lot of higher end carculture, premium assortments, you know, street tuners, Boulevards, chase pieces, 0 out of 5s, some really high-end sought-after variations when it comes to mainlines. So like the gold wheel variation of the HKS Alteza, Fast and Furious Supra First Edition factory sealed. You got the Cars and Donuts Subarus, Zamax, Civic EFs, R34s, factory sealed R34 First Edition. You got my ID cars up top, and this wall right here is probably gonna be the biggest bang for the buck here. But basically you got 36 cars. You can see they're all Super Treasure Hunts, RLCs, all factory sealed wherever available. Got a couple of convention cars as well too. I mean, this 36 car wall right here, I estimate to be around $5,500. I mean, that's a wet finger lowball assessment, but I mean, that is, again, as I've called it before, the money shot of my collection. Then over here, I mean, more goodness, but you got the Liberty Walk 0 out of 5 R34 Chase, bunch of pink R34 Skylines from earlier this year, and again, I've talked about those to nauseum as well too. Got my pegboard of premiums here. Again, you got 2-pack exclusives, carcultures, you know, Toyota set, Toyota Supras, Retro Entertainment. You got a bunch of Malins, Team Transports, etc. Even have my Skyline R34 diorama sets. I mean, all this is going. You know, you got the Skyline van transport as well. Some stuff here. I was getting some images for the buyer, but some RLCs, some more 0 to 5 chases that I got, bunch of RLCs that I had laying in a box that are also going to be part of the deal. And then over here, this is kind of my mass assortment of main lines that again, I've just collected over the last couple of years here. But as you can see, I was just digging through them and showcasing all the cars that I had. I mean, this giant tote in particular, it's nothing but Skylines, all varying models, releases, generations, but I mean, they're all accounted for. Pretty rare and very mint condition 5-pack Skyline with the Japan R32, and then a bunch of Zamax, Godzillas, ER30s. I mean, just you name it, it's all in there. Full 10-count box of Fast and Furious Skylines with the super graphics. I mean, that's accounted for. I got diorama sets, the new Skyline diorama set. I got boxes of store exclusives. These are the Dollar General Acura Integra GSRs. Got the premium JDM assortment, a box of 10. And then I got these themed boxes, like full boxes of all JDM Skylines, Nissans, Toyotas, sealed boxes of Subaru 22Bs, you know, Honda Civic sets from back in 2022, this set right here actually, and then all of these main lines that you see on this wall. I mean, JDM, Zamax, first editions, I mean, you name it, it's all here. You know, this little central line here of Toyota trucks, the Tundras, the pickups, the Pikes Peak Tacoma with the faster than ever wheels. You know, there's just all kinds of goodness here, but this is all slated to go. I mean, between all these boxes, this wall, I mean, you're talking like around 2,000 cars. So one good thing for me and my son, the Monster Jams, are staying. This buyer was not interested in any of those, but again, all these loose cars here. Again, some pretty high-end stuff. Diorama, all-white Skyline set. You got some Dodge Vipers here, and even going to these Auto World Ultra Red Toyota Supras. These are all going. I don't even believe I've showcased these on the channel before, but they're all going to be going as well too. And speaking of Auto World Supras, you guys know I do have the green card ultra raw that I found in stores. That is definitely staying with me, guys. I could not let that go, just given how rare and sought after it is. The other piece that I'm keeping is the one EK9 Super Treasure Hunt that my daughter actually found at Dollar Tree. I did a video on that this time last year as well too. You guys can check that out. But again, this just had too much sentimental value to where I had to keep it. But I am going to be getting rid of the other EK9 Super Treasure Hunts. And then diving into my display cabinet here. Again, all these loose Hot Wheels, Mini GTs, Kaido houses, these will all be going. You got that RWB Porsche in the back, that'll be going. All these Super Treasure Hunt 510s, those will be going. The Snap-on Skyline will be going. The only thing that the buyer did not want was any of my 118 scales. That, again, just really pushed up the overall value. So I'll be keeping my Auto Art R34, all my Ignition models, my S30, my Kaiichi Tsuchiya A86, as well as my Junimai 510 wagon. And I guess I should also throw out there, this was also not part of the deal, again, because of the overall value, but the Kaido House 510, hand custom made by Junimai. This is my all-time grail piece, and it will definitely stay that way, staying in my collection. But yeah, the value on this, again, I think was just a little bit too much for the buyer, and we mutually agreed this would just be something that would stay with me for the time being. And also a quick little shout out to my son who drew this awesome picture of him holding up a car. Just proof that the apple does not fall far from the tree. So overall value, how much did I sell my whole collection for? You guys might be asking. Well, the grand total sale was $9,800. And you guys can definitely bash me in the comments if you think that is not enough, or maybe I'm asking too much for my collection, but that's what we essentially agreed on. I mean, very simple math for you guys. You guys know that the money shot wall in my collection, I mean, that's sitting at about $5,500 already. I mean, more than half of what the buyer is paying. Grand total number of cars within my collection, it's just shy of 3,000 pieces. So I mean, even if you did the math that way and said about $3 to $4 a car, I mean, that honestly sounds very cheap, because if you just look at some of these cars, I mean, secondary market today, they sell for way more than that. So let me know in the comments what you think about that value. $9,800. You guys know when I did my room tour video last year, I talked about how my full collection was closer to about $15,000 on the secondary market. You know, and again, that was on the generous side. But again, there's a lot of cars, you know, especially a lot of those 118 scale cars that accounted for that value as well too. So I feel like that's a fair amount, and it'll be a good number for me to just apply to that one of one car that should be here in about a month, and super excited about that. And you know, definitely could use the funds to kind of help justify it financially. And the other blaring question you guys probably have, what's gonna happen to DieCash Cars? What's gonna happen to this channel? Is it goodbye? And the answer to that is no, guys, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna do Hot Wheel YouTube videos, gonna talk about the latest and greatest trends, gonna talk about the secondary market. Again, this is just one of my passions. It's super fun. It's part of the hobby. I mean, even my collection, although the majority of it is going to be gone, I'm going to continue to just build it right back up. I mean, that's the plan for now. The channel is definitely not dying. I will say, though, that my frequency of videos and what I upload, when I upload, will definitely be scaled back. Again, just anticipating that moving forward, I'm going to be pretty busy. So that's kind of where the channel status is at. But definitely be here. I'll definitely still be watching a lot of videos from the other content creators and commenting where I can and interacting with anybody and everybody that I can as well too. So that's what I got. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon.